My experience here in Vienna has been pretty amazing as far as touching on so many of the issues facing us in the US and California on housing. Even with all the progress that they have made, being the best city to live in the world, even with that status, they still have this culture that they've built of constantly, continuously staying ahead, making changes as needed, adapting.
There is a collective agreement that housing is a human right, that everyone deserves. If we can agree together that housing should be a right that everybody has, then I think we start thinking about housing opportunities differently in California. The willingness to do that, I think, politically and from a community standpoint is a big deal. So I'm energized and looking forward to coming back to California with some great ideas.
My experience here in Vienna has been amazing. A lot of sort of hopeful moments coming here, thinking about what could be possible in California as far as housing policy and opportunity to really create the infrastructure that we need to provide housing for all.
This housing shortage and the homelessness issue in California is the most exasperating challenge that any community faces. And so honestly, there's nothing but fatigue back home when thinking about these hard issues. So I think being here has given us all a respite and some inspiration to go back in and to fight the good fight at home and to make things work, to reform what we've got, transform what we need to, and make it work, because we're seeing here, it's possible. It's possible to really think comprehensively and solve big problems for the residents back in our home communities.
It has been eye-opening in many ways, a paradigm shift for me and how I think about housing, and not knowing how other cities do it, specifically in countries and cities like Vienna, limits really our ability to do things of an innovative nature.
My initial thought was, well, do we need to go to Vienna to actually learn all of this? It seems like a pretty big commitment and investment of time and money to do it, but there's really nothing like coming here, seeing it in person, hearing it for yourself. And I'd say as much as my experience has been enriched by being here in person, it's also so much about being here with the ecosystem of people from California who also want to learn this and then bring it back.
I would strongly recommend joining this program. And change is possible when you see it. You see it's happening in other places. I know the history, the circumstances are different, but let's not use those differences as an excuse for not doing deeper change in California.
If we're going to provide the housing that we need in California, 2 million affordable housing units in California, we're going to have to do things differently. In order to do things differently, we have to think differently. And this trip has really allowed us to do that.